New research from Pew shows more young adults are moving back in with their parents due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Cronkite News reporter Melissa Zaremba explains why they're coming home.
The number of young adults ages 18 to 29 years old who live with their parents is at an all-time high. Since the current COVID pandemic, the Pew Research Center reports 47% of young adults in the United States lived with one or both of their parents in February. By July, the number was up to 52%. 27-year-old Keisha Collingberg is one of those who moved home. She was a flight attendant, but put her career on hold when the pandemic started.
How secure you think you are with your life, or how settled in you think you might be, one little thing can change it all.
When Collingberg took a voluntary leave of absence from the airline, she moved from Utah and took a temporary job in Arizona.
It was stressful at first just because I was very upset at the reason on why I had to move back. Obviously having my dream job and flying and traveling and just doing what I love to do, having to cut that so short so suddenly.
According to Pew Research, looking at the numbers from February to July of this year, about 23% of young adults moved home when college campuses shut down.
In April, the number of young adults living with their parents increased to 51%. The first time the majority of those surveyed didn't live on their own. A year ago, the number was around 47%. Pew researcher Richard Fry explains adult children moving home isn't a new phenomenon.
The share of 18 to 29-year-olds living with the parent, it's actually sort of been steadily rising ever since 1960.
It may have even started during the Great Depression during the 1930s. Research collected at the end of that time showed 48% of young adults reported living at home with their parents.
We just don't have data. So this is the sense in which what we're observing now is at least as high as sort of what we observed in 1940. We're not really sure what was happening in the real depths of the Great Depression.
Pew's latest research shows the current economic downturn has hit young adults hard. About 1 in 10 say they relocated either temporarily or permanently due to the coronavirus. Collingberg says while the pandemic has derailed her career, there are some advantages to being back home.
One of the benefits, I guess, with COVID is that it's given me a lot of time to focus on other projects, and one of them being going back to school.
Collingberg currently works from home and is taking classes until she is able to fly again. Melissa Zaremba, Cronkite News.
There's an economic impact here as well. With fewer people living on their own, there's less of a demand for housing and household goods. Between February and July, the number of households headed by someone 18 to 29 years old declined by 12%, according to Pew's analysis of census data.